Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. I'm recording this on Saturday, and I won't be posting it until Wednesday because I want to get it as close to the season as possible. But this video is going to be something that I'll be recommending everybody to for a long time, especially throughout this year, but really the next year as well, simply because we're about to go into Aries season, which is the season that rules Mars, and we see what's going on in the world. And I just thought, I know I've been recommending everybody to go to a blog in previous times, and I don't have access to that blog right now, so I said, let me just sit down and get all this information together for everybody and do a video on it. And because we're having this Mars activation, because it's Aries season, it's important that you know everything that Mars and Aries and the first house is all about. So I do have some other posts on here that I highly recommend you go check out my career videos, because it'll give more on the careers and things. But I am going to really try to cover everything in here as much as I can, at least, so it could all be in one place. And then another reason why I wanted to do this is because everything that's happening now, from this activation of Aries season, is going to be expanded May 11th when Aries moves into Jupiter. And now I've talked about this on my year 2022 videos, and I broke all of this stuff down. I even think I have personal videos, yearly videos. If not for all signs, there's at least some there, enough to give you some idea of where this is happening for you personally. And also, we are going to have, at the end of this year, Mars move into Gemini. It actually goes in Gemini in August, but it goes retrograde more towards the end of the year, and that'll be a 6-month transit. So really, the signs that I think I need you to be very aware of and highly conscious of all three areas of your life. So if you are sun, moon, rising, any one of these signs, this is for you to be mindful, because anything that starts happening now in Aries season, which is March 20th, you need to be vigilant as to what's coming up, because I promise you that's what you're going to be dealing with for this entire year. Because Mars is not just the ruler of Aries, but it's also the ruler of the ancient ruler of Scorpio. And right now, Scorpio is in the South Node. And again, I talked about this in my year 2022 videos, so that you can have more information on this. But if you are a Sagittarius starting May 11th, really start paying attention to what's going on for you in your life. If you are a Gemini, start paying attention to what's going on in your life. And obviously, if you're an Aries, you want to start to pay attention to what's going on in your life. And Scorpios, I need you to start paying attention to what's going on in your life around this time, because you are getting an activation of what to expect for the rest of the year. And really, until the end of this eclipse season, which is in Taurus and Scorpio. All right. Let me just If you want more information specific to you, family, please be sure to email me at info@awayoflife or become a patron where you get weekly horoscopes, which includes your eclipse horoscopes and anything that's coming up for you. You get all that information a week ahead of time, very specific to you and your chart. All right, and that's info@awayoflife, and life is spelled LYFE.net. Okay. All right. So Mars rules the first house. Aries and Mars are the ruler of the first house. It's all about the self. And the first house rules your appearance and how you show up to others in the world. This could also be things like not just fashion, but your weight, losing weight, gaining weight, your self-esteem, as well as getting some kind of recognition for something. And now Mars and Aries on the low vibration. Mars rules war, guns, fighting, knives, and sharp items. Really, any sharp item. Cuts, bruises, burns. I put dog bites, but really any kind of bite from an animal is a possibility here. Blood, pain, swearing, anger, frustration, aggression, impatience, fire, destruction. And if you start to get into that Mars from a Scorpio perspective, this is where you get war zones, like bombs, atomic bombs. You know, it's like that Phoenix rising energy where everything blows up, nothing's safe. It turns everything to ash, and then it recovers with a new energy and a new perspective, like the Phoenix rising. Right? There's kind of that indication there. So everything must come down. This is how I'm viewing this. And I'm seeing the even stronger connection here during this month with that Scorpio South Node, that everything needs to come to an end, especially everything that's not helpful or bringing value to you, because right now Pluto, which is the ruler, the modern ruler of Scorpio, is in Capricorn. So that whole area is ruled by Capricorn, meaning of value. You know, if it's not bringing value to you, to your life in any way, shape, or form, especially depending on where this is in your life, there are going to be disruptions in your life unexpectedly in ways that are very uncomfortable to get you to release whatever that is. So be mindful of that. I also put rape, rough sex, or more like non-consensual sex here, because Mars does rule sex, especially, like one-night stands and things of that nature. And on a high vibration, Mars and Aries is about being assertive, movement, your energy, forward movement, working out, any kind of physical movement, digging deep, especially from the Scorpio perspective, because Scorpio is about digging deep, like especially doing research to occult knowledge, but also just like getting your hands dirty. So digging for gold, silver, and things that are underneath the ground, hidden from that Scorpio perspective, to bring it up, to bring truth to it, to bring light to the things that are underground. Okay. So obviously death, rebirth, patterns, psychological conditioning here, old patterns, patterns that keep you stuck, in fear, and lack, and lack of information and knowledge of self more than anything. We're talking about Mars. It's the ruler of the first house, which is all about me, you, what else? Passion, action, thrill seekers, risk takers, coaches, leadership, or somebody who's cheering you on, your cheerleaders, your personal cheerleader. And so naturally, some of the positions that come with this placement are warriors, soldiers, firefighters, policemen, gun ranges, fight clubs, karate, any kind of ashram, to be honest with you, like places where you go for solitude or to meditate. I'm adding and including that in there because on a high vibration, that's what karate is to me. It's a way to release tension. So karate, fight, boxing, any kind of fight club, it doesn't have to be the meditative type, but still, nonetheless, you are releasing endorphins when you're doing that action, right? So those things still apply. So karate, kickboxing, any kind of fighting, jiu-jitsu, all of it. It covers that. Exercise, so exercise coaches, the people who do those things in like the YMCAs and all of your workout facilities, really any position within those places is covered here, to be quite frank. But specifically somebody who teaches those classes. I think they're trainers. That's the correct word. So Olympics, sports, athletes are covered here. All athletes, all kinds of Olympics and all sports, right? War zones, I mentioned that. Tanks, surgeons, right? Because it rules sharp items. So anytime we're talking about surgery that's done with sharp items, right? So doctors, hospitals, any kind of facility where you can get a surgery, to be honest. Knives, kitchens, right? Cooks, cooking, construction, if I haven't said that already, engineers, sexual consultants of all kinds, whatever you can think of, phone sex, actual sex therapists, that there are such things, but also like very hands-on ones, those kind of therapists that I don't know why, but they don't actually really advertise them that much. But these are people who help you get over your fear by actually putting you in that fear, but monitoring you and like coaching you and guiding you. There's a name for it. Please forgive me, family. I don't know exactly what that name is. But they would be saying, you're okay. I'm right here. Look at me. I'm right here. You're not really drowning, whatever your fear is, or you're not really being buried alive. I'm right here. Very intense kind of emergency types of situations. So these are EMTs too, especially from a Scorpio perspective, because it's about upheaval and sudden shakeups and things of that nature, and that's very Scorpionic. EMTs, any kind of emergency type people. Obviously with Scorpio, it's graveyards, bodies, dead bodies, the hospital area where they hold dead bodies, graves, grave diggers, you know, mortuaries, I don't know why I can't think of, no, not cemeteries. That's the same thing as graveyards, right? Maybe cemeteries is a better name for it. What's the, you know, the place where you get the caskets? So they have those in, you know, wherever you have the funeral homes. There you go. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, so back to my example. I'm sorry, I was really trying to reach for that thought. The sexual consultants of all kinds. So this is somebody who might do like a 50 Shades of Grey, but as a therapist. But they would actually be doing the spanking. I wish I could remember the name of what those people are, but there is a name for it. And then prostitution, especially from the Scorpio perspective, and things like mafia, gangs, robberies, rape crimes, violent crimes, things of that nature. And I know you guys are probably like, Keisha, those are not jobs. Says who? There are people who do that shit for a living. Like, for real. All right. Okay. So now I want to talk a little bit about Mars going retrograde, because at the end of the year, again, Mars is going to be in Gemini from August until February of the following year. But I want to say like the end of October or sometime in October. Don't quote me, but you can go back to the video for my year 2022 videos where I break this down. It's going to go into retrograde for a period of time. And it's very important, because whatever happens or comes up for you in August before that retrograde is going to repeat itself again towards the end of the year. So Mars retrogrades happens every 2 to 3 years. Any retrograde is like having an off day, like waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Then you forget your keys, you leave the door open, you know, you spill your coffee on you, you know, all those types of things there. So when Mars is in retrograde, all things ruled by Mars get a little wonky. So Mars rules all those things that I've mentioned, initiation, being initiative, impulsive, independent, you know, along with everything else that I said. It also rules metal. So anything that can be ruled by metal could be broken down. Don't run with any kind of scissors. It's not even a good time to get a haircut. Not a good time to start a sexual relationship, especially if it's not... you know, if it's a romantic relationship or the purpose of dating, getting engaged and married, not a good time to initiate anything like that at this time. Because the energy is being focused on going backwards. So like all retrogrades, I always talk about this in all my retrograde videos. It's a time to focus on the past, redo, rethink, reconsider, reconfigure, rework, review, all that. That's just, you know, it's just best what the time is used for. Now, again, on the low vibration, Mars rules anger, frustration. It's the god of war, assertiveness, aggressiveness, taking someone to court, initiating anything. no bueno, not a time to do it. Unless it's something that happened in the past and it's already something in motion. People ruled by Scorpio. Also, I did mention that. Aries, and whatever sign it's in, which will be Gemini, and the area of your chart that's ruled by the first house. So that's your rising sign. Or whatever Aries is in your chart, and wherever Aries is being activated, in whatever sign Mars is in, that's being activated, so be mindful of that. It's important to know your chart so that you can know the areas that are going to be affected for the 6 months. Another aspect of retrogrades is that it tends to bring up unfinished business, which can cause anger or frustration from something that you're trying to break free from. Any patterns and situations that keep repeating itself, like something that started, and you might not know the particular time that it started, which is okay. But to recognize the patterns is the key. But what Mars retrograde really is, any retrograde, but because we're talking about Mars, what Mars retrograde really is about is a moment in time of something that you did karmically that is coming back for you to heal through, to fix, to resolve, understand on a deeper level. And because, or if you don't deal with it, then what it does is it keeps showing up in your life as a issue or a problem. Even if it's not the same person, it's different people, same situation type thing. Now, I know you guys can feel me on this. You know, somewhere in your life you've had experiences like this. And again, some may still very well be dealing with this. And so because this is the South Node activation as well, and you have Scorpio there, I really think, to be honest, people who are actually really dedicated, because on a higher vibration, Scorpio is about healing and counsel and astrology. So learning knowledge of self is like, this is like one of those things that's the perfect setup for a come up, right? So the people who are really, really dedicated to resolving any past issues, wherever this is coming up for you, and this is freaking brilliant time to do that. And it's in Gemini. Gemini is about speaking things into existence. It gives you the opportunity to get creative and write letters. I remember when I was going through this process of my awakening, and they have all these different kinds of people who have these different kind of modalities on ways to heal and get past things. And one in particular lady told me to actually write a letter to the person that you want to forgive and actually mail it out, but mail it back to yourself, but mail it as if you're mailing it to that person. And you know, that can help you work through some stuff. So in that time of Gemini, when you're dealing with Mars and Gemini, you're going to have all those kind of opportunities to be able to do those things and heal past some things. Either way, what you're doing is you're marking another space and time where you get to change the trajectory of whatever keeps coming up and repeating itself in your life. Okay. So if there are people that you're angry at and you're not really letting it go, you'll never be able to live to your fullest potential when you hold on to things, because they interfere with your happiness. So practicing forgiveness is going to be a great opportunity again for people. Also running, exercise, anger management, obviously, because this is a physical sign. And, you know, I don't really know karate, but I know that karate, again, it is a healing modality. It does help you actually really get through some stuff. It's an actual real art. So this would be a great time to do that, but I would also obviously include the psychological part simultaneously, you know. It's a mind over matter thing either way, but, you know, to cover all bases. So, also, just people in general may be very angry, so be mindful not to intentionally try to tick people off around this time, because it just might not end well, and that's just the honest God truth. Even people who are typically genuinely, usually happy could feel very angry. Which, by the way, if that is the case, again, that's your opportunity to address any issues, because that means you're hiding something, even if it's something subconscious so long ago that you don't even remember anymore. Try to address it. It's also not a time to start anything. Working on the past, reassessing your goals, business plans, your energy, your relationships, whatever's holding you back, doing the inner work. It's just what this time is best used for. Athletes really need to be careful at this time that they don't get hurt or injured. Okay. Scorpio also rules the genitals and the reproductive system, so be mindful of that. Sexual transmitted diseases are a thing. Avoid surgeries if you can, and again, be mindful for dog bites, cuts, and burns. All right? So I hope that this information has been helpful to you, family. It's important that we understand what's going on and pay attention to what's coming up at this time, because like I said, this is really a great opportunity for a come up, no matter how you look at it or how this may be affecting you in your life. But as usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful.